everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. And today we're doing the fan reaction show, and there's a whole lot to talk about, from Bruno Fernandes and his explosive interview to Kobbie Mainoo's brothers' drama and all of that, to Rúben Amorim, tactics, players that have gone to the AFCON, players that are going to miss, and a little bit of a preview for the Villa game. And I have my very good friend with me, Isaiah Cordero, today. So, Isaiah, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back again. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So today, basically, I think we'll first start with the first thing on our list. Let's not just kind of, go around and around. We're going to start with the Kobbie Mainoo and his brother's drama. So basically, in the game that we had in the weekend, on Monday, basically between Man United and Bournemouth, Kobbie Mainoo's brother came out in the crowd with a T-shirt saying "Free Kobbie Mainoo." So, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like it's kind of goes two ways. I mean, I feel like a little bit with his brother doing that is just trying to get attention and kind of like, trying to do something about that. But at the same time, it's like what people have been saying throughout the whole season since he's only gotten so few minutes and that kind of stuff. But I feel like the whole situation with that, shouldn't really involve his brother in that kind of sense. I feel like it's a little too forced, and I just don't quite understand why he would have to put this facade out. So I didn't really understand it. But at the same time, like, I can see from a United standpoint, like, we want to see Kobbie Mainoo play more and that kind of thing. But I feel like that was a little, with his brother doing that, it was just him trying to seek a little bit of attention. But at the same time, I feel like we kind of understand the whole predicament that he's been in this season.
So basically we understand predicament because obviously he's not gotten enough playing time and all of that. But do you think that harms his chances with regards to him getting playing time?
I feel like a little bit, because I feel like a lot of people, or with Amorim seeing that, maybe like, oh, maybe like, again, and the fans every time as well, like with the fans when he came on in Bournemouth, or even games that we've been at home, like, they've cheered him, like, very, they can hear the difference when he comes on very loudly, like, oh, he's coming on, good, he's gonna get minutes. But I feel like it could hinder a little bit, because like with his brother doing that, it kind of almost gives the tone of like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, Amorim just isn't really doing the right thing. Maybe it's kind of giving him like putting a sour taste in his mouth kind of thing. So I feel like, I feel like Amorim might reduce that and be like, you know what, maybe I won't play him instead, since everybody's kind of having a go at me. But who knows? I mean, with all the players out for AFCON now, I know Mbeumo and Diallo were able to play this past week in Bournemouth, but now with them being out now, I feel like that still could give Mainoo an opportunity to play more minutes, despite the whole outburst with his brother and the whole thing that occurred in that situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, I've listened to what other fans have had to say. For me, my question is, isn't it a little bit disrespectful to the club for him? Because I heard some takes, even from TalkSport, when they said it's a bit disrespectful. It's a bit of a situation where it's not needed. It's like this brother is trying to draw the attention to himself, not even like considering if Kobbie Mainoo is going to, be accepting it, So don't you feel like it's a bit of a disrespect to the club, and it sets a precedent, and that if any player is disgruntled, if a player is disgruntled about anything, they can easily use their family member to actually send a message? What do you think about that?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I get that. Do I think Kobbie Mainoo told his brother to do that? I don't think so. I feel like it was more of just like a way of pushing this, like, oh, you got to play him, you got to play him. But I don't think, again, I don't know Mainoo like personally, but I don't think that he would say to his brother, yo, man, like, go to the sideline and just start doing that. I don't think he'd be that far in doing that at all. And I feel like deep down, I know he isn't getting a whole lot of minutes, but I feel like he still wants to play for United despite all these things going on. It's just, how many minutes am I going to play? When am I getting an opportunity to play in big games? Like, that was how it was all last season, was he was able to play a lot of big games that were necessary, like against Lyon when he scored the tying goal, which is an insane moment. Like, he's stepped up into big opportunities. It's just, again, in that situation with his brother, do I think that, like, his brother do it, does that mean that Kobbie Mainoo like may not play? I don't know. Like, I don't want that to be the case. I want Mainoo to play, and like I said, with AFCON, it should give him an opportunity to play more for sure. But But yeah, that whole thing with his brother, like I don't see Kobbie Mainoo going out and saying like, yeah, like I told him to do that. Like
Yeah,
I don't see it. I don't see it at
yeah,
all for sure. But
yeah. That
it
that
is
makes sense.
disrespectful to the club, though. It is
Yeah,
disrespectful to the club
yeah,
through
that
the
makes
brother,
sense.
not through Mainoo.
Yeah, yeah, through the brother, because you look at what Amorim has tried to do to kind of weed out the players that are causing a bit of an issue,
Mm-hmm.
like Garnacho and his brother's drama, and
Right,
obviously you don't hear so much of his brother again since Garnacho has gone to Chelsea. Then you also have Marcus Rashford and his brother's drama as well, because his brother was involved. His brother is his agent and all that. And
right.
then you have Sancho and his issues, and you have Anthony and his issues as well, going through his agent and stuff. You have all that. You've kind of had this bit of silence over this long period of time. But next thing, Kobbie Mainoo's brother does his own. So I'm like, you know, and
Yeah.
my thoughts on this is Kobbie Mainoo was just so there's something they call it in Nigeria. It's called the village people. So the
Okay.
attack of the village people.
Right.
So it's like just at the point where Kobbie Mainoo was about to have enough playing time, like Casemiro literally just got his fifth yellow card and he was going to miss the game against Villa. So most definitely Mainoo gets a chance. And then on the
Hopefully.
game before that, his brother does that. So for me, I feel like it's a slight on the club. I'm sure Mainoo's going to get a talking to and all of that. But I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's
It
tough.
was yeah, it was ill timed, I think, because like
Yeah,
again
ill
with
time.
Casemiro being now out for the Villa game,
Yeah,
it should give Mainoo an opportunity, but who knows? Maybe he doesn't play. Maybe they put Ugarte in with Bruno, and then they start
Mount and Boom up
Mount
top
up
with
front.
Sesko.
Yeah. So like maybe that limits him from playing. Like I could honestly see that happening against Villa. Like he does not play. Maybe he comes off the bench for like a brief spell, but other than that, like after that whole incident, I could honestly see him being benched for the full game.
Yeah,
I don't want that to happen. I still think he
same.
should be starting, but
Yeah,
I could honestly see Amorim going out and be like, you know what, like that was
that was
bad
unexpected. That was
on
bad.
you.
Yeah,
That's bad
yeah,
on you, even though maybe you
yeah,
didn't have a big part in it, but it's your brother. Like again, if like I have a sister, if something went wrong and my sister did something, like it kind
yeah,
of looked bad on me that
yeah.
like again, she's my sister, but I'm still gonna back her no matter what. But like it just doesn't it's not the right moment to
It's
do
not the
it.
right
Like
moment. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You can actually do it through your social media handle, not even at the club, not even in the stadium. Just put in your social media handle. Everybody knows your Mainoo's brother, whether half brother
Yeah.
or his blood brother, full brother, whatever. But doing that like in the stadium, it's like I'm coming to your territory and I'm protesting in your territory, and you must free Kobbie Mainoo. Now, my question to you is, I mean, what do you understand by free Kobbie Mainoo? Like, what do you understand by that? Because I'm trying to get a sense of what is going on with that.
I don't know. I wouldn't say free Kobbie Mainoo. I mean, like, I get it. He's not getting a lot of playing time. I get it. Like, bring him out on loan or just like give him an opportunity. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's more other people saying this. Like not mostly United fans. I know that I've seen a few accounts that have done this and say, "Oh, free him." Like he's got to play. I get it. Like he's got to play some more minutes for sure. Like I said, the opportunities that he's had in the past seasons, like he's been a standout player for how young he is. Like he's a great player. He made
Hmm.
the Euro squad like last
Yeah,
season, like last year. Like his ceiling is so high. Like he could be an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't really get the whole free thing because he's had chances, he's had opportunities, he is a great player, but like I feel like it's less of freeing him and it's more like just again giving him more of an opportunity. If that means sending him out on loan, if you're not happy with what he's been doing, send him out on loan, give him an opportunity to play somewhere where he's going to get more minutes. If that's a championship squad, if that's somewhere else in Europe, fine, like that's fine, like do that. But I would not sell him at any stage this season or even into the summer of next season without giving him more of an opportunity because there are players in this squad. And like I've said about Ugarte, he is not good enough for United. He should have never been bought this a season or so ago.
last
It's
season. Yeah,
like we're buying players. Like I know we need midfielders. I know we've needed them for a bit now, but like we're buying midfielders that don't make as big as an impact as Mainoo has in
yeah,
recent years. So
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But also, do you think, still on Menu, do you think that him getting enough playing time this period actually gives him a better chance at making the England squad for the World Cup? Considering all the other players that he's competing with in the England squad.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he made the Euro squad last season for
Yeah,
in 2024, like last year. Uh, I think it gives him more of a chance. Yes, I think again, if he would have been playing out from last season to this season,
season.
if he would have been starting more games than he is now,
Hmm.
which he hasn't even started a game, and he's just been on for
I think he only started
20
the Grimsby
minutes.
Town, the
So
Grimsby
yeah,
Town
yeah,
game. Yeah,
Grimsby Town, yeah, but like, yeah, like he hasn't gotten a fair shake, an opportunity, and yeah, if he would have been starting more games this season, then yeah, I think he could have made a push for the World Cup squad. I know there's a lot of talent in England's team. Like I don't know a whole lot about their squad, like off the top of
yeah,
my head, because I gotta follow other teams. But yeah, like I think he could easily have made a push for the England squad in the World Cup for sure. It just all comes down to like now with Thomas Tuchel in charge. Like I
yeah.
don't know like where his head's at because he's kind of he's got some weird takes. He's taken some players I didn't really expect him to. So yeah, I think Mainoo could have had a fair shake at making the England team for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but if we consider the players that he's competing against, like again, I go back to that because you look at the players he's competing against. There is Morgan Rogers, there is Jude Bellingham, there is Elliot Anderson, there's Adam Wharton. These are players around this age range. Anderson is 23, Wharton is 21, Mainoo is 20. Does that fill you with a bit of confidence that Mainoo is gonna outplay these guys that have been playing consistently for their teams? Go like up in the ladder of things. Like he's gonna go ahead of Elliot Anderson, who's been playing consistently for Nottingham Forest since the beginning of the season, who is older, more experienced, played for two clubs. Then you have Adam Wharton, who is the riv of the moment right now, playing consistently for Crystal Palace. Like, is he gonna go above these two? There's Jacob Ramsey, there's Jude Bellingham in that same midfield. Like, is he gonna go above even if he gets playing time at Man United? Do you think he's
Yeah,
gonna?
I think over a few of them, yes. Maybe not Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers has had a really good season, and as well, he was really good last season as well. Maybe not specifically him, but Elliot Anderson, I feel like he wasn't really talked about much when Mainoo was doing well. I think he is a better player than Elliot Anderson for sure. And as well as Adam Wharton. I mean, he was talked about a little bit like transfer news going some places and those kind of died down a bit. But I think again from last season and into this season, if Mainoo would have gotten more starts, I think he could have made it over those couple guys. And as well, like there's one guy that I still don't even understand why he's even on the England squad. I don't know if he's made any starts for England, but Jordan Henderson has made the England squad for the qualifications of the World Cup. Um,
Yeah,
I don't even know if he gets picked. That's kind of strange to me because
yeah.
that guy went from playing for Liverpool a few seasons ago, and now
To Saudi.
he's
And
in
then he went
Saudi,
to
and
Eredivisie and then came back to Brentford and all of that.
yeah, now he's playing for Brentford, and he's been in 16 games. Like I don't
Yeah.
really understand it, like the picks, but yeah, like he would easily get into the squad if Amorim had started him more games for sure. Like that's what it always comes down to. And I know it sounds very repetitive, but I think it's just the case that this guy that is homegrown talent who has been with us for years now through the academy and all that stuff, he should be playing more minutes. And I think he's even better than most United midfielders in our squad now, besides like Bruno and I mean, you could argue Casemiro depending on like how you look at it, like dribbling wise and that kind of on the ball. But I think he's one of our standout midfielders that can play a balanced game up and down. And I think he could easily get into an England squad if he would have been starting a lot more games.
Okay. Um, because my next question was around this, like you mentioned, did Casemiro versus Mainoo and all of that. But based on their roles in the team, do you think Mainoo gets ahead of Casemiro based on their roles in the team? Because Casemiro is more of a defensive midfielder. And just to add a bit of context to it, Rúben Amorim was asked about this, and he says Kobbie Mainoo can play in that role, but he has to be the one that always does this, like blocking the passing lanes, defending, clearing out lines, and all of that, added to the game that, I mean, his own style of play. So do you think he trumps Casemiro in that, like he goes ahead of Casemiro in the pecking order with regards to how he plays and his role in the team?
I mean, like I said, if he's able to play against Villa this week, if he starts against Villa, I guess we'll find out. But in my
Yeah.
personal opinion, I think that he is very capable of doing similar to the same performance as Casemiro, if not even better, because he's good at picking up passes. He's good at, I think, interceptions. I think he's pretty decent at, like, Casemiro is a great player for United. Don't get me wrong. I feel like one-on-ones, I think Casemiro just lacks a little bit because he might get beat a couple times off the ball. He's not that same player that we first got him a few years back. And even with Real Madrid, he's not that same player. He's still been very good this season. Don't get me wrong. But I
Mm-hmm.
think a part of it is you need to have more fresh legs. And I think
More fresh
Mainoo
legs. Okay.
being Mainoo being the younger guy there, I feel like you got to give him more of an opportunity. If that's even too, like, if you're starting him against a bottom team, like, if, like, coming up, I think it's the next year, like when we have Wolves again, that
Yeah, we
would
have Wolves
be,
again. Yeah, pretty like
yeah,
after Newcastle.
after new, yeah. So like even in that situation, like I would start Mainoo in those situations. Maybe you don't want to start him against big teams like Villa because Villa has been very good so far this season and they're still
Yeah,
playing very well. It's
yeah.
just that, like, I feel like you have to give him and other players an opportunity to play and realize, oh yeah, he can do a job. So yeah, like, and even if that's the case, maybe not starting him um in that position. And even so, like, if he were to be playing over Mason Mount or something like that, playing, because he can even play an attacking role too. He could be playing up front. Like I've seen him play above Bruno sometimes. Like he can play up
Yep.
front as well, like in a front three.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
very versatile. Like
Mm-hmm.
Casemiro is very good defensively. I just don't see his whole attacking game like as good as Mainoo's. And I think Mainoo
He's, he,
overall, balance wise,
he's
attacking and
kind of good at.
defensively,
I mean,
I think he's pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I think he's kind of good at pressing. I mean, Menu is press resistant, but Casemiro is good at pressing and knowing when to press and knowing when to get in the, get on the ball. Like the first goal we scored against Wolves, it was Casemiro's press on Andre
Mm-hmm.
that won that ball and all of that. But like understanding I mean, I see Amorim say Menu has to understand, his role in the team and do it to like perfect it to a T to actually really get things done. But it's all good. I hope he gets playing time. I hope he gets the opportunity to um the opportunity to actually stake his claim in the team, so that when the guys who have gone to AFCON come back, they will know that obviously they're being kicked out the team, or what I say, put on the bench, and they
Yeah.
would actually have ample time to actually rest off of the tedious tournament, because AFCON is stressful. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
watch the AFCON, it's stressful. So coming back and then just going deep into the going in the deep end of the very competitive season will be super interesting. So hopefully Menu keeps them out until they're able to come back to full fitness to be able to be playing regularly in the
Right.
Premier League.
Yeah.
But hopefully he gets enough playing time. I see him playing maybe like 6 to 8 back-to-back games, like from here on out.
I'd
Like we
hope so.
have we have 2 games now left in the year, and then after that, I think we have the next game, which is Villa on the 21st, and then we have the Boxing Day game on the 26th. I think we have one on the 31st or something. I can't remember. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, we have Wolves, and then after that, we have the FA Cup. So there's like
Yeah. I
six
think
to
something
eight
like that. I can't
games.
remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, we have 6 to 8 games. We play. Yeah, yeah. I think we play Brighton in the Carabao Cup or something. I mean, in the FA Cup. Yeah, we'll play Brighton in the FA Cup. So those are the games I think that he can actually play. Oh, which takes us to the next one, and that is his competition, and that is Bruno Fernandes. I got wind of the interview that he had, basically very explosive interview talking about, we'll just break it down into like different lines, but very explosive interview talking about him being told that he can leave. What's your take on that? Was in over the summer though, like last summer?
Uh, I mean, I'm still on the fence with that one because, like, last season, I mean, he could have gone for quite a hefty
100.
price, like that,
Yep.
like 100 to 120 was what it was. Um, I feel like right now this season,
Mm-hmm.
I like, yes, you could get a big price tag back for him for what we bought him for. Like it's a good chunk of money back. But at the same time, if we do sell him in January, or whatever it is, like we're losing that big player that literally sets up every single play that we do. And how are you going
Mm-hmm.
to replace that? I don't have any
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just it's a hard take because I really like Bruno. He's one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorite players that I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's class.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people say that, like, yeah, he's a good player. Is he a good captain? People are on the fence. They don't think he's a good captain. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see the case because I feel like he's been the same player since he joined United until now. Like when I watched him against Bournemouth and we drew that game, like he was literally almost in tears about drawing that game because he wanted to win. He was coming out and wanting to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said before, feel like he does a lot on the pitch. If that benefits or if it hinders him,
Mm-hmm.
he does a lot, no matter what it is. But I feel like if we were to sell him, you're losing a guy who's able to set up great passes, great goals. Like the goal against Bournemouth on that free kick was insane. Not even gonna like I had to mention that was
No
insane.
argument. Yeah, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like you're losing a playmaker in him, and I know people have said like, well, with Mount, he's kind of similar to his play style. As much as I do rate Mount this season, he's been very good so far. I don't think he can copy Bruno's workload as much as you think. I
It's not
think
even he's not even fit, and he cannot
that's what I
stay.
mean.
Yeah, he cannot stay out of injuries to be able to keep up with the consistency that Bruno has put up, whether he's having
Yeah,
a bad game or a good game.
exactly. And he plays every game. He plays
Yeah,
basically every minute. How are
every
you going to find a guy like that in the
yeah,
midfield if that's attacking, if that's like I don't think you can find a player like that. I don't see it.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of similar in the like I don't want to I'm not trying to compare Salah with him, but like Salah has been with Liverpool for years and they
Mm-hmm.
could have gotten a very big paid gotten paid a lot of money if they would
From
have
Real
sold him.
Madrid. Yeah, from Real
Exactly.
Madrid
Like
as well at some point.
that could have been an insane amount of money coming back and they didn't want to sell him because he's like one of their greatest players to play for the club. Do I think Bruno's the greatest player to ever play for United? No, I still think he's getting to that point. If he were to just play out his whole career with United, like I could see him as like a top 10 player for United because you could see he wants to play, every week, he wants to play every day, and he like again, it might not be the greatest performance every single game, but not all players perform well every single game.
Every single
I
game. Yeah.
think he does like his output is insane. Like he leads the league in assists. He has so many goal contributions. I think he's like up top 5 for expected goals, and he's a midfielder. Like his output for United is so abundant, and I think if United were to sell him, I feel like that would be a massive loss, even though you're getting a big chunk of money back. Like I feel like that would be a huge loss if he were to be sold or if he were to leave. Like I just
That
don't
makes
feel like
sense.
that's a good thing to say for the club to be like, yeah, you can leave. Like
Yeah.
so on, see ya. Like that, I just
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. That like I totally understand based on the fact that you said like it will be a massive loss, but most Man United fans don't understand that. They just want
I
him
know.
gone.
Yeah.
And they want him gone, and you ask them the reasons why, they say he's playing for himself.
Yeah.
Then I've been on chats, like I've been on live streams today, and I've heard fans talk about Bruno. He start pads, he plays for himself, he doesn't pass to this player, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking a question. I'm like, okay, what do you I think we talked about this the last one a conversation we had. What do you expect him to do? He has a chance at goal. Do you expect him to pass back in order to avoid scoring? Or he has an opportunity to give someone a pass, like to give Mount the pass he gave Mount against Crystal Palace to be able to score that free kick? You expect him to just say, Mount, shoot it? Like that pass gave Mount an edge in a situation where he had to shoot the ball, so much so that Crystal Palace, Dean Henderson didn't get that. So it's confusing and it's frustrating. And I've said this time and again that for you to be able to let Bruno go, his replacement has to be in the club for at least 6 months to be able to be his understudy to actually, like for example, I've watched a couple midfielders. All the midfielders that has been linked to Man United. The one midfielder that I think I've watched his body movement, everything that absolutely replaces Bruno if you bring him in now and play him at the club for 6 months is Elliot Anderson. And he's the kind of guy that goes everywhere. You see him, like, check Nottingham Forest. I went to watch Nottingham Forest games. He's everywhere. And I'm like, this guy is just a prototype of Bruno. He's 23, ripe age, can play in the Premier League. He played at Newcastle, played at Nottingham Forest. He understands the league. But then you go for a player like Elliot Anderson, Nottingham Forest is quoting 100 million. So it doesn't make sense to get a whole 100 million for say, for example, a Saudi club comes for Bruno, and you get the 100 million from Saudi and then dump it on the player. That's like taking a huge risk on one player, right? What if it
Yeah.
comes to Man United and the pressure is different from Nottingham Forest and then he caves in? It's like Bruno has been the one player that I know, despite all him and Harry Maguire, despite all the pressure, the news, the everything, he has been consistent. He has been the one that said, you know what, I'm taking it head on. Roy King criticized me for 4 minutes. I'm still gonna play, and I respect his opinion. But Scholes comes out and says this, he's gonna play. When Rooney comes out and says whatever he says, Bruno still plays. And you see he visibly likes the club, which brings me to the next point where he made, I'm going to paraphrase, but he said that he feels like some people, it's like throwing the media put it at like throwing a dig at the dressing room. And he says some people don't love the club the way he does. What do you think about that?
I don't quite understand it because, like, I think he enjoys being at the club.
Yeah.
I feel like deep down, yes, he wants to win trophies. He wants to win a lot with United, and I mean, in his time here, he's won an FA Cup, Carabao Cup, lost in lost in a few finals now in the Europa League, and he like again, it sucks really, but um, I feel like his heart's still at United. Like I don't know. I feel it because I don't think he would sell his soul and go to Saudi because he could have done that earlier
Yeah,
in his
facts.
career and he
Yep.
doesn't and he didn't. So I don't see him like saying, yeah, I want out of here. Like I feel like he still wants to be part of the club. But like it's like anywhere. Like you like it's like a job. It's like if you're at a job, it might not be the greatest job, but you like being around the people, the players, like the manager and that kind of stuff. Like
Maybe even the community in the workplace and
exactly.
stuff.
Like it's that kind of stuff. Like it might not just be the player, like the owners or whoever, but like deep down, I feel like he likes playing with the club, and I feel like with Amorim, he's enjoying maybe him as a manager more. Like again, like I feel like Amorim is trying to create something, and he's weeded out players that don't belong in the club for sure. Like with Rashford and with Sancho and Garnacho, like he's weeded some players out that don't seem to be fit, but like he's still keeping guys like Bruno that knows that he's able to be very capable of scoring goals, assisting, being all over the pitch if necessary. Like he's there. I feel like he's basically untouchable for him. Like I feel like he's going to start every game because that's what like Amorim thinks of him, and I feel like a lot of people think of that too. But I feel like with United fans that we kind of turn our backs on players if they do bad for one game or two games. Like, oh, he needs to go out. Like just like with Casemiro last season, didn't have the greatest season. I still backed him because you have to realize what did he win with Real Madrid? He came into a United squad and he won us a trophy the first season he came in. Like you can't just turn your back on one player just because he has like
One
a
bad
spell of
day.
bad games. Like
Yeah.
another example, Hoyland. Look how good Hoyland's doing in Serie A. Like I
Yeah.
still was going to bring that up because I wanted him to stay with United. I'm glad Sesko joined, but like I
Hmm.
said about Xerxes, I don't think Xerxes good enough. I think Hoyland should have had gotten a better shot, and then we didn't need to buy Xerxes last season because I didn't really see the needing of that. And then we go and we get Seshko, and that could have been a great front two duo and like a good investment over years. And I think Sesko can turn out to be a really great player for sure. But like it's just we turn our backs too soon on players, and even so, like with Amorim, like we turn like people turn their backs saying he needs to go. He's messing everything up. He's so stubborn. He doesn't want to change his formation. Changes his
Yeah.
formation, and what do people say? Oh, like how dare he do that? Like why is he doing this for? Like it's just
Yeah.
there's no winning, and it's a lot of fans that are from like England that go on and on and on and on about like one thing that goes wrong and like we need to change immediately. Like that's not how sports work. It's not.
Yeah.
You make changes as you go, but you don't need to be so like aggressive. Like he needs out of here or he needs to go.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruno has done like nothing for us. He needs to leave now. Like it's just I don't see it. Like if we didn't have Bruno for these past 5 years,
Bro.
we would be in the worst spot than we are now. Like,
There,
and I've said
there's
this
no
too. Like,
other midfielder that can do it. Like,
exactly. Like he's on the level of I'm gonna say this. It might be a bold take. He is closer to the level of Kevin De Bruyne was for City, and I'm not saying that like trophy wise. Yes, De Bruyne has won so many trophies with City, but like again, look at that City squad and tell me different why he's won all those. Like his team around him is insane. One season, Bruno was playing with Weghorst up front as his attacker.
yes.
Like that. There's
Or
levels
McTominay at some point too, as well,
like
right?
there's levels to this. Like Bruno was
Yeah.
playing with worse players on his squad. If I said this too, if Bruno were to have gone to City and De Bruyne was not there, Bruno would just like, if you want to talk about
Fit in.
stat padding, that would be a
Yeah.
stat pad made in heaven with him going, giving the ball to
Yes.
Haaland for an
I
assist after
agree.
assist after assist. Like, it's just the
I
media
agree.
targets United saying, oh, he's not good enough. Like, oh, like he doesn't need to be here, or he can be sold. We don't need him. Like, it's not true. Like, if we
And
did
then when
not
you
have
ask
Bruno, it
them,
would be worse.
yeah, when you ask them, next thing they say, oh, he's not a good leader. He moans a lot. Are you like that's his personality. You want to stifle his
Yeah.
personality because you feel like he doesn't fit the shape of the player you want. He's not very beautiful on the ball, but when he does the really good things, you can actually see it for yourself
Oh yeah, for
and know
sure.
that Bruno is actually delivering.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
from the first game he played, and that was against Everton, that goal he scored, we were in a bad place when Bruno came in 2020. People seem to forget in January 2020, we were in a really bad place. And we finished higher under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because of Bruno. Like he creates chances, he scores, he shoots, and we got him for cheap. Spurs were in for him the season before. He already said his goodbyes to Sporting the season before. And then he waited one more year to come to Man United, played with
Yep.
Pogba.
Yep.
Even a Pogba that everybody was saying, oh, he needs good players around him to be able to unlock him.
Yep.
Still, Bruno came, outshone Pogba, and he's been doing that for 5 seasons in a row with good stats to show. If you say he's stat padding, he's scoring goals. Next thing you hear, they bring up narrative that, oh, how many assists has he given to Cristiano Ronaldo? How many assists has he given to his striker? I'm like, are you serious right now? Like
Yeah.
a midfielder is scoring, and then you're saying he should be giving assists to the striker. Now he's assisting, you're saying he's stat padding because he's like you win a Crystal Palace that everybody expected us to win. I'm not seeing anybody talking about, oh, that was a good win, the way we played. And all I am seeing is, oh, Bruno shouldn't have given that ball to Mount. He should have let Mount take. Are you guys serious? Like, is it the same game we're watching or something? Because in the games where we do really well, check it. Bruno is always involved in everything that
Yep.
happens
Oh
in
yeah.
that game.
Like
So
some. Sorry.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, again, I watched a bit of sport. Like, again, I like sporting as well. Like my family loves that. Like, that's our team. Like, when I watched Bruno back, like in 2018, 19, like seeing him play for Sporting, like he was insane, and just in the Portuguese league, like he was so good. And when he joined United, like I'm looking at his output for the second season in, like he joined like
Yeah.
halfway through the season, and he's putting up
January.
like
Yeah.
12 goals in 22 games. And then next season he played in 58 with the Champions League and all that. He's putting in 28 goals with that. Like
28 goals.
there's levels. Like 28 goals in all competitions in 2020 21 in the Premier League slash like and I think it was the Champions League that season. Like
Champions
he
League.
was
Yeah.
putting goal, or it might have been, or was Europa League, I can't remember, it was one of the two, but regardless, like he was putting goals in. And it's not just him stat padding and saying, oh, he's giving the ball to Ronaldo, he's doing this, he's doing that. No. No, it's not what's going on here.
Yeah.
He's
It's not.
performing
It's not.
because he's able to do that. And it's just irritating.
I know what you mean. I know you understand because you look at how can it. We're talking of a player who has done this season in, season out. In Man United alone, 307 games, 103 goals. Like that's legendary numbers we're talking about here. That's like around 0.8 goals per game. Like he's scoring like every 2 games he gets a goal. Or you talk about in Sporting where he played 135, he even did better at United than he's even done at Sporting. 135, 62 goals. You look at season after season for the last 8 years, Bruno has put up more than 10 goals and assists per season. Even on his worst season, when he had 10 goals, he had 13 assists. What about the first half of 1920 when he came in January? 12 goals and 8 assists. That's 20 goal contributions. Like bad season 2022-2023, 14 goals, 13 assists. Last season, 19 goals, 19 assists. Like what more do you want? You check his fourth mob rating from his Sporting days in 17-18, it's not less than 7.6. What more do you want, Man United fans? Like they say, no, it's all stats. The stats are deceptive. I think I've even seen a content creator talk about how deceptive the table is. It's a false dawn. I'm like, bro, you guys are. This time last season, we were 13th after 15 games. We had only scored 19 goals. And in total, all through last season, we only scored 40 goals. So far, we have scored 30. 30. But no, it's not good enough. Rúben Amorim is taking
No,
us
it's not.
back.
It's not good enough.
It's frustrating, man. Then we go to another quote where he said, I never felt in a position to do it because I thought the empathy and the affection that I had for the club were the same. But it comes to a point where for them, it's more important than anything. I don't know who he's talking to, but it's the owners, I believe. He says, the club
Yeah.
wanted me to go. I have that in my head. I said that to the directors, but I think they did not have the courage to make the decision because the coach wanted me. So, which means they respect Amorim's decisions on keeping Bruno. And he said, if I had said I wanted to leave, they would let me go. So, which means Bruno wanted to stay, Amorim wanted him to stay. But with the way the media are painting it, they're painting it like he just slagged the leadership, the club, and everything. Like the way they spin the narrative is so disappointing to see for me. Like I feel. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it sums up right there. Like people, like the ownership basically wants him out because they're basically trying to recoup the amount of money and debt they probably are. That they're like, yeah, we need him to go to make some money back. But like I said, people want Amorim out, and I still don't quite understand it. Like you got to think things start out slow. Like you got to take your time. Like things just don't happen overnight. It's not a dream. Like you don't just expect things to just turn around right away. Like you look at like again, I'm going to compare a team. Like if you look at Liverpool when Klopp first joined, were Liverpool this amazing team as soon as Klopp joined? No, they're nowhere like that because what
Clearly not.
happened was is that he built that team. It was so garbage to start out with, like they weren't really finishing very high. And then once he was able to bring in players like a front three of Sadio Mane, Firmino, and then Salah, like they were insane because they made moves that were going to benefit the club. Like Amram has to have more opportunities to make like signings and stuff like that. And if we would have had like an ownership of like goodness, forget who they were going to bring in. It was the Qataris were going to come in and
Yeah,
own the team.
Qataris. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if they would have
Such
came
as
in,
Sheikh Jassim.
yeah, I think it's I can't remember
Yeah,
his name,
Sheikh
but
Jassim.
yeah,
Yeah.
he could if just say a new ownership comes in. Like I think the team is 10 times better. I don't think you can solely put the fault of United not finishing as high or like not doing as great on a manager or
Mm-hmm.
whoever. It's
Mm-hmm.
a whole. It's not just one person that's messing everything up. Like there are players that I don't think that are fit to play. There are things that happen that I don't think that should happen, but it's not solely just on players or solely just on one person. It's the whole club. And I think the Glazers have been in power for way too long. They've been part of this for way too long, and we've
More
been
than
in
20
debt ever
years.
since. Like
Mm-hmm.
before they came in, like United were a great club, great team. We weren't in this amount of debt that we are now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's crazy because like Bruno is a quality player, and I want him to stay for sure. Like he's putting numbers up like crazy. It would be a lot. It'd be a different topic, or it'd be a different like talk, like a different whatever if they were in charge, because then we're not thinking, oh yeah, we need to sell him. We don't like we wouldn't need to. Like it just it all comes down to like ownership and just like he said it like perfectly needs to be said. Like they wanted me to go basically, and Amarim's basically telling them like I don't want him to go because he is the best player on the squad. Like, and it's just crazy to me is that people still think he's overrated and like you said, stat padding, which is utterly a joke because these
Mm-hmm.
are the same people that think that their midfielders are better than Bruno, and it is nuts because I can like
So
I it's
let me
crazy to
tell
me.
you. Let me tell you one shocking um, interview I saw on Talksport.
Right.
So one of the interviewers was asking Jason Conde. Jason Conde is a Chelsea fan,
Yep.
and he
Okay.
asked him, "Would you trade Bruno now, top form Bruno now, for Cole Palmer?" And Jason Conde says no, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, are you seeing what is going on right now?
Yeah.
Cole Palmer has barely played. He's so
Yep.
injury prone."
Yep.
And Jason Conde says, "Oh, I say no because in the long term, Jason Cole Palmer will give me more game time. Blah 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 blah." is this guy really? Well, yeah, it's just because he's a Chelsea fan, so he's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be biased anyway.
It's like any club though. It's like you look at, like I said, with City. It's like the only argument that I could see is just say if you had prime De Bruyne, or even if you had De Bruyne in that club still, that would be the only argument where I said, you know what, maybe Bruno wouldn't fit into that club because De
Yeah,
Bruyne's there. Every
yeah,
other club, Bruno gets in. He's getting talks from Real Madrid to join Real Madrid. Like,
yep.
come on.
And trust me, I would be happy if he goes to Real Madrid because
Oh yeah,
basically
that'd
they
be
need a
great.
midfielder like him.
For sure. That'd be the one club that I'm like, you know what? Like, if he gets sold, fine. Because Real Madrid is right up there as one of my favorite clubs too. Like with Ronaldo, I've liked Real Madrid for years now as well. Like, I would not mind that move for him because it gives him more freedom. It gives him more of an opportunity to play where he needs to play and not having to output so much. Like, I still think he'd put up a lot of goal
Numbers,
contributions, but
yeah.
like I feel like it'd be a good fit for him because then he would have a good midfield with Jude Bellingham, Valverde if he's playing in the midfield.
Valverde,
Like, he has
yeah,
more options
Chouameni,
there. Yeah.
Kamavinga, like he has all these midfielders that, especially if he plays in a four, since it's a 4-4-2 diamond with him, Chouameni, Kamavinga, and Jude Bellingham, or him, Valverde, and Jude Bellingham, even Ceballos right now, he's still gonna play. Like I liken Bruno to a certain player, Vitinha, who played in Wolves and just didn't do well at all in Wolves, and then was sold to PSG, and boom, he explodes to be one of the best players in the world. But Bruno is playing in the same midfield with him. Like him, Jao Pedro. No, not Jao Pedro. Jao
João Neves.
Gomez. No, João Neves. João
João
Neves.
Neves. Yeah.
Him, João Neves, and Vitinha are the midfield three for
I
Portugal.
love that
Like,
midfield. Yes, sir. That's a great
bro,
midfield.
what do you what do you need again? Vitinha in the middle,
Oh man.
doing the ball playing, João Neves, the aggressor and the hunter, and then Bruno, the chance creator.
Yeah.
What else
It's
do
a
you
great
need?
midfield.
You
It's the
can
thing.
try and put Bernardo Silva on the right side
Oh
of
no, no,
whatever.
no, 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 no. Bernardo, no, thank you.
I had to poke you a little bit just to get your thoughts, but it's fine. But you
No.
have Pedro Neto, you have like all of these other guys who are runners. You have Conceição, you have like really, really serious players in that Portuguese national team. And
Yep.
Bruno still makes the first team. And when you
Yep.
hear what Martinez said about him, you're like, yeah, that's like your assistant captain in the first team. But then well, I appreciate the fact that the Portuguese love him, not the English. The English don't like a player who's a
Oh, I
maverick,
know.
who's just
Yeah.
out there.
It's like the English media sees him like you said, he's a moaner, he whines, he's this, he's that, he's a rat. Like,
I hear this thing called flailing arms. I don't.
it's like everybody does that at some point in their careers. Like, everyone
Yeah,
does that. Like, if you go and you
yeah,
watch any game, like, players do this all the time. Like, it's not just like, it's just because they see him do it more because, again,
more.
he's all over the place with the ball. That's why he does that more, because he is like conducting every single
He's
play for
conducting.
United.
Facts,
Like, he's doing
facts.
everything. And it's like, what annoys me too is like, I've seen an Arsenal an Arsenal fan page going on saying he's overrated.
Yeah, I saw that. I
With
saw that.
Rory
I saw that.
talks.
You made a video of it.
He's a clown. He's a clown. He went and he said that he's overrated because he does too much and he whines and he does this, he
Are
does
you
that.
serious?
Yeah, and this is the same guy, I think, a few years back that said Bruno is on the same level as Martin Odegaard. Yeah, get out of here. I don't ever want to hear that sentence again. Like, the differences between Odegaard and Bruno is getting attracted by Real Madrid. Odegaard
Yeah,
left Real Madrid
was
because
Real
they didn't think
Madrid.
he was good enough.
Exactly.
Like,
Facts.
I
I
don't know what
mean, they
else I need
signed
to
other
say.
players. Yeah, they signed other players. They signed. I mean, imagine a Real Madrid that has Ada Goulet ahead of Odegaard. If Odegaard was so much of a good player, they would have activated a buyback option straight up.
He's
So
not good.
yeah, he's not good. So I'm looking at that, and people are saying Amorim is taking us backwards and stuff because that's the next conversation. Rúben Amorim overall. Now, in the last 10 games, Man United have lost only one game. In the last 10. Basically, we've won 5. We've won 5. We've drawn 4, and we lost 1. And you look at this stat. Most clubs, especially in the maybe like from like Newcastle or Bournemouth, who give anything to have this. Tottenham Hotspur will give anything to have this kind of record. Rúben Amorim has played 58 games for Man United, all competitions, 24 wins, 12 draws, and 22 losses. So it's kind of like a 50%, almost 50% win rate.
Yeah.
But overall, you look at his win rate as a manager for Manchester United, is giving you around 1.5 to almost 2 points per game. And he's actually surpassed his stats from last season. Last season, he had only 7 wins at Man United. We scored 40 goals for both Amorim and Ten Hag in the Premier League. And we have already scored 30 as I'm speaking to you. So, what are the chances that we're going to only score 10 till the end of the season with this front line that we have, right?
Yeah.
So it all, a lot of people just, yeah, they seem to just want to look for something negative to say about the club. I've been in chats where somebody's telling me Rúben Amorim, like I was in a live stream today, and someone was saying Rúben Amorim should get out of the club. Rúben Amorim is taking the club backwards. I mentioned, they asked me about the Villa game, and I'm like, oh, we're going into that game a bit like underdogs, and they're like, you're saying that it's unexpected, but that's the level that the team is right now. So you have to be realistic with yourself. So you look at that, you look at all the other things, and you ask yourself saying questions like, what do they expect? He's building something. He ripped everything from scratch. He ripped everything down and built it up from scratch. Weeded out players that were not good for the system, good for the club, good for the culture, and yet it's still not good enough. Which takes me to the same, like with Amorim. Like, what's your take on what people are saying with regards to him taking the club backwards? And do you think that the club has progressed under him?
I think it's a bit frustrating because, again, I've said you can't expect success right away, and I think he's brought in players that kind of made an impact already with the club. Like when we've had past managers, like when we had Ten Hag, he was just buying players for the sake of buying players. Like for example, the prime one when we brought in Onana. Why do we need to bring Onana when we had basically a Gold Glove goalkeeper in De Gea, and we sell him, or basically no, he's on a free. He left on a free, and I don't really get it. Like it just didn't make sense to me with Eric Ten Hag. With Amorim, he's brought in players that make a difference, that are purposeful for why we're buying them for a reason. Like in Buemo, it fixes
Yeah.
our problem with our front lineup of like players that we need attacking wise because we lacked that last season. We brought in more like we brought oh my goodness, we brought in Cunha because again, more attacking option. He's good on the ball. He's good like he's just good in general. Like I really
Yeah.
liked how he plays.
Mhm.
Seshko, another attacking option, even though like it didn't make much sense
At the
when
time.
we sent Hoyland on loan,
Uh-huh.
but
To get
it made
another 21-year
sense.
old at the
Right,
time.
like another 21-year-old. But like I feel like Seshko, like again, he has a high ceiling as well. I feel like he's going to be a really great player. Like he looks a lot different than Hoyland. I feel like Seshko just plays a lot differently than Hoyland does. As much as I do rate Hoyland as well. He's
Hmm.
brought in Dorgu to look at some issues like on our like wing backs and
Wing
like
backs, yeah.
more maybe like defensive option if you want to say. But he's bringing players in that make a difference in the club. Like he hasn't gotten full support from the ownership to make more moves because again, we're running dry on money that we're not able
Yeah.
to bring players in that he wants. Like if you go back and you look at other managers that said, "Oh, we wanted to get him, we wanted to get him," and you look at it and they weren't able to make those moves. Ten Hag, I think, was more of the successful managers in the sake of like buying players. Like he was
Buying
able
players, yeah.
to go and get a load of them,
Whoever he
just
wanted, yeah.
exactly. Like he brought it. Like some of them have worked out under Amram for sure. Like with Delict, like Delict before getting
Worked
injured,
out.
he was very good. Like there are
Yeah.
players that he has brought in Ten Hag that have made an impact under Amarim, but like Ten Hag just wasn't getting that out of his own squad. Like he wasn't getting that when he bought them. What like it's just that like we've made moves that have made sense under Amarim, in my opinion. It's just how you're gonna get that out of those players. Like Amarim, I don't think he's taking us backwards in a sense. Like he's like, if anything, if you want to talk about backwards, like Ten Hag, again, the whole thing was like Ten Hag was like a fever dream. When he came in, we had instant success. Like we were playing well. We finished top four that season. What happened the
Yeah.
season
We
after?
finished third, I think.
We
Yeah.
dropped. Like we dropped right after that season. Like it's just like Amram is taking it backwards in the sake of we started very crummy, like we finished
Hmm.
15th in the league. And I think the
Hmm.
thing is with that is I don't think he put too much care in the league because we had
Focused on
our
Europe.
Yeah, we were already out of it. Like, it didn't really matter. Like, when I watched those games, I'm like, okay, like, we could have been playing better here, but like, I'm not completely upset about this. My focus is if we win Europa League, we have Champions League. We're going to attract some players if they come and join. Like, people are going to want to play Champions League football. And even that sense, too. Like, players joined United even though we didn't have Champions League football. Like, we had Embuemo
Yep,
join us.
fact.
We had Sesko. Like, I was shocked when Sesko joined. I didn't think he was going
Yeah,
to. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
wants to go play Champions League. He says, no, I want to
yeah,
join. Yeah. And then there's talks. There was like an interview that he made saying, I'm glad my manager made this move for me to join United. I wanted to join United. And I'm
facts.
like,
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, why would you want to join us if we're so crummy, we're so bad? Like, it's that we're a big club that teams like us are able to sign big players. And that's what I mean. I think Amorim is moving in the right direction because he is taking us from square one, from finishing so low that, like, I think we've had a massive improvement. We're in sixth. I would have been like, I know I had them at the beginning of the season finishing, I think, fourth or third in my I think it still could be possible if we are
yeah.
able to turn it around and play better. But like we have made an immediate like increase since last season. We're
Increase
sixth. We were 15th last season. Like,
15th.
and it's like people make jokes and say, "Oh yeah, they're so bad." Like, or Liverpool fans make jokes saying, "Oh, they're
Yeah,
like we're tied in the table and like
I
this is
saw
your
that. I
best
saw that video.
season."
I
It's
saw that video.
like what? It's like the
Yeah,
difference is you guys are supposed to be this powerhouse squad and you
they are
guys are
so bad.
like, it doesn't make
They're
sense.
so bad.
It doesn't make
And as
sense.
you,
Like, they're bad. Like, in the
yeah,
sake of like, in the sake of like, you guys with the players that you have bought in, you should be
so,
dominating us.
they
We
are so
beat you.
bad.
Like, we
Yeah,
beat you. Like,
yeah,
like that's my whole argument. Like, I'm not arguing that we're on the same level of Liverpool, or I'm not saying that we're better than Liverpool. I'm saying in the sense of this season, we should not be above Liverpool in the
they are
table.
so bad.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's not that, oh,
Yeah,
like we're above Liverpool, like look at us, we're
yeah.
so much better. It's like, it's just funny that you guys were like saying to yourselves that you were going to finish top of the league this past season, or when it ended, because you won the league last season. Everyone expected you to be in the top four race. They're still technically in it, but like, they aren't this team that everyone expected to do so well, because I've said this from the beginning too, is you can buy in whatever player you want. You can spend so much money. Like, just because a team looks good on paper doesn't mean it's going to perform on the pitch. Simple as that. And that's the issue with Liverpool fans, that they're not getting. They just see that we make fun of them because, oh, United are so much better, which isn't the case. We're just saying that we should not be above you or tied with you if you're this powerhouse squad.
Anyway, so we continue. You were talking about Rúben Amorim, and while you were doing that, I was basically checking out his win rate, his win percentages, right? And in Ole's last season, before he was fired, Ole had 5 games, 2 wins, and 5 wins, two draws, and 5 losses. That was like a 42% win rate. Before he was fired, Michael Carrick had 50%, when he had 1 win, 1 draw in the Premier League, basically. Then you have Ralph Ragnick came and stayed for 24 games, right? 24 games. And he had 10 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses. That's 42% win rate in the Premier League. Of all these managers, Solskjaer, I'm talking about like managers that were employed to be permanent managers: Solskjaer, Ragnick, Ten Hag, Amorim. The manager that has the best win percentage in all of these 4 major managers, Solskjaer, Ragnick, Ten Hag, and Amorim, is Ten Hag in his first season with a 61% win rate. In all that season, he lost only 9 games. He won 23 and he drew 6. Do you know that Ten Hag's second season, where he got 18 wins, 6 draws, and 14 losses, is similar to this season under Rúben Amorim, where he has 7 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses, 47% win rate, and all of that. Even Rúben Amorim has surpassed his win rate last season, that was 26%. That is 7 wins, 6 draws, and 14 losses. And he already has 7 wins already. so,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm trying to understand how this is us going backwards. It's like, if you even look at the graph, we went down, and then with Amorim, we're going back up a little bit. We're climbing back up. Hence why
Right.
we're 6th on the table. But I don't know. A lot of people have become too sad to be able to accept that actually change is happening, right, at the club. So that's my challenge. And with all of these stats, what's your take on it, basically?
Yeah, like with Ted Hag, I mean, the first season, like I said, with Ted Hag in the first season, like we had immediate success with Ted Hag. Like
Yeah,
we won the Carabao Cup. Like
yeah,
we had immediate success when he was here. The difference is between him and Amorim is with Amorim, we didn't have immediate success. Like we struggled because we were already doing so poorly under Ten Hag. Ten Hag brought in a lot of players to fit his system, and it just didn't
yeah,
work.
yeah.
And Amorim is now trying to basically fix his mess. And the first season wasn't really a great success for Amorim, not just because of where we finished, but he was brought into a club that had many poor pieces and players that didn't want to play for the club, players that for some reason just how they acted, like there was reasons to it. And I feel like with this season it's just been almost a complete 180 because yeah, might not be like this powerhouse team, but I don't expect that right now. Like I don't. Like we should be like once we figure out his system, once we figure out Amram's system how to play it, like the team is going to be a lot different in future years. Like I just don't quite understand. Like we'd be just going back to square one if we sack Amarim, we bring in somebody new, and then we just complete this cycle over again. Like it just
Over
doesn't
again,
make
yeah,
sense to me. It doesn't
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense.
I agree with you. And it's like you sack Amarim, you bring in. I heard yesterday. This was yesterday. Literally, I was in a live stream and people were saying Oliver Glasner is not going to sign. He's refusing to sign a contract because he wants to go to a top European club. He's refusing to sign a contract with Palace. Oh, that should Man United snap him up. I'm like, snap him up? Why? And they say, oh, the excuse they give is he plays the same system,
Hmm.
but not the same players.
Right.
Not the same players. You say he's playing on a shoestring budget. You've seen how many managers that have come to this club that used to work on shoestring budgets. David Moyes, prime example,
God.
shoestring budget and still couldn't make it work. Even with players that Sir Alex Ferguson used to win leagues, Ferdinand, Vidic, and co. Still, we finished eighth that year. So I'm like, I'm trying to understand because in truth, it is frustrating to hear this. And one thing I understand with regards to what's really going on with the British media is that Man United gives them clicks.
Yeah.
Hence why they would decide to put Man United's game on a Monday. On a
Hmm.
Monday. So that the whole world will watch and all of your streaming platforms like Football TV and Co would crash because people are watching it. It's crazy,
Hmm.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So over to the Villa game. What are your thoughts in general of the game?
Um, like yeah, like Villa are on very good form. I mean, they haven't lost, I think, in 9 straight games. Like they've
Yeah,
been playing very, very good.
yeah,
I'm a bit freaked out for that game because we're missing our whole right side. With no Mbuemo, no Ahmad, no like Mazarawi. Like we're missing players, and like I said, like going back to the first point that we made, like this is the moment where Mainoo should be playing in that midfield, moving Bruno up with Casemiro being out too. Like it's a prime example for him to be put into the squad, and I think it's now a look. As much as I don't rate the guy, like if we put Dallo in that right hand side, if he's in more of a natural position on that side, then so be it. And I think the front three should consist of Cunha, Mount, and if Seshko is becoming more fit, like Seshko should be in that squad. Simple as that.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I think we could get a result here. It's going to be difficult at Villa Park for sure. I believe it's in Villa.
Villa Park,
Um,
yeah.
I think we're capable of getting something out of that game. Do I think it's a win? I don't know. I think we can
Yeah,
at least get something.
yeah,
If we can play how we did against Bournemouth and close down our defense and fix
yeah,
that, like I
yeah.
think a result could be very imminent. I think we could get something out of that game. And just making the right moves, the right situations. Like the back line needs to I think it needs
Fix
to have
itself. Yeah,
yeah, and I think it needs to have like more balance, not just putting two young kids with Luke Shaw in the back line and just expect everything to be stopped. Like I
yeah,
rate Lenny Euro. I think Aiden Heaven is great, but like I said, with how things have been going recently with United, it's that we throw young players into the deep end, expecting them to make an immediate impact. And I think now with Leacha back, with um I don't think De Ligt's going to be fit for that game, but with Licha back, I think he could be fitting in. And I think we should be putting him into the squad. And I would even say on the left-hand side, and I've said this, I think Luke Shaw could fit in as a left wing back. He's got really great passes. He makes good runs on the ball. I still think he's a better player than Dallo in terms of passing and just driving the ball up. I just don't rate him highly as a center back. I don't think he fits that position. And I think on that left hand side, you have more options than with Dorgu and with Luke Shaw on that left hand side. But I feel like with that back three, now with Licha being back from injury, I think this is his time to, you know what, see if he can play. He's been playing as a sub in the past few games with him being back from injury. And I think here's a test. We put him in for a half, see how he does. And if things don't work out, we make a move that makes sense. And I think
Yeah,
it's time to like just try it out and see if he's able to. And I think it's a time where we should start using Luke Shaw. And if we are playing a 5-back or a 3-back, or you want to call the wing backs, I think
yeah,
that's the move that needs to be made. And if something doesn't work out, like what Amorim did against Bournemouth, he made a change. He played a 4-back in a sense. Like I think like change is necessary. If something doesn't work, then in that moment in that game, it needs to be made. And I think the game against Bournemouth is a prime example that I think Amorim made the right decisions in that game. It's just the players didn't come out and execute. Simple as
they
that.
didn't apply. Yeah,
We gave away goals, we gave away everything. Um, like it just we just didn't shut them down. Simple as that. And I think if we're able to shut down Villa, I think we can get a goal, or like I think we can get at least a goal out of that game. Like if Bruno's able to continue what he's been doing, if Seshko can find his form, if Cunha played like he did against Bournemouth, I think Cunha had a great game in that. Like it just comes down to the individual play, and like if they're able to play like as a team and play cohesively. And I think
cohesively. Yeah,
they're able. I honestly think like no, I know I'm gonna sound biased here, but I think we could get a result against Villa. That
yeah.
like simple as that.
I totally agree. I mean, I was saying this earlier. Like, I think we're going into this game like the underdogs because Villa, when you look at the form of both teams, Villa have won their last 8. Like, it's not draw or maybe they scraped a win. They've won their last 8 and they beat Arsenal in the process.
Right.
They won in Europe. They beat, well, if you look at the Wolves game, they beat Wolves 1-0 and we beat Wolves 4. It's like, okay. But they
Yeah.
beat Brighton in that process and they've scored goals. Like, they
Yeah.
scored 5, 6 plus 4,
They're scoring a lot.
10,
Yeah, they're scoring a lot of
11
goals.
goals in 5. Like 11
Yeah,
goals in 5, an average of 2 goals per game. They beat West Ham in the last game, the West Ham that we struggled to beat. Like, these guys are team rolling teams. And in this same run, they beat Man City. It's like, so you have to think about it, and then you're like, okay, we're going in as underdogs. And I can totally understand going in as underdogs. I'm not ashamed of going in as underdogs in
oh yeah,
this one.
oh yeah,
But I think it's going to be a hard fought one. They're going to
for
come and
sure.
underrate us. And wow, Jadon Sancho is suspended for this game. How is that
I mean,
possible?
he wouldn't be playing anyways because he's
He
on loan
wouldn't be playing
anyways.
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's facts. Anyway, so like I feel like they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing, looking like they're going to be better than us, underrate us, and all of that. I mean, they have a really strong squad on paper.
for sure.
I think I rate one of the midfielders, Camara, him and
Camera, yeah,
Onana.
yeah,
Him and Onana in that midfield, that holding midfield. At least
right.
they've picked up form. Yuri Tillemans as well, delivering. Morgan Rogers, and then your guy that you don't like, McGinn, McGinn, and then Oli Watkins. And Watkins has been poor this season, and it
He has
feels
been
like
great.
we dodged the bullet with that one.
Yeah, good.
And yeah, for me, I feel we're gonna get a, like you said, we're gonna get a point, but we're gonna get a result. For me, I feel like it's gonna be a hard fought win. So
For
probably
sure.
will be like either they go a goal up and then we come back and then maybe one set piece from nowhere just happens and it becomes
Oh, yeah, for
2-1
sure.
and we have to defend for our
Yeah,
lives. And Lindelof is in that team.
yeah. I mean, he's got more goals than Florian Wirtz this season, so fair play to him. Fair
Oh,
play to him.
shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Oh yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts. And what would you say overall? Because we're still talking about the Villa game. What would you say overall of the signings that Man United have made this season and how they've delivered, or if they've delivered at all?
I think Cunha has been very good this like the signing this season for sure. I feel like he's like again, he's got a couple goals and he's contributed in a lot of aspects, like with on the ball. In Buemo, I mean, people are saying, "Oh, look at like are already writing him off, saying, oh, look, now he's already not playing the greatest like under United." It's like we're already starting with this. And then we have Seshko. I think again, it's just unfortunate what happened with him getting injured. Like you can't like it doesn't just happen out of the blue. Like he got injured. Like it's not his fault. Like things happen, and I think the signings that we've made have made a massive impact, especially with Cunha and Embuemo being already played in the Premier League, who have a sense of what to expect in
Yeah.
those games. And not even to mention, like when we talked about Villa, like Villa, yes, they've won their last 8, I believe is what you said. These wins, like I didn't realize it when I've looked at these games, but like
Yeah.
a lot of these are very like narrow
High
wins.
scoring.
Besides,
Yeah.
yeah, like high scoring games. Like they beat Bournemouth comfortably 4-0. They
Yeah.
scraped a win against Leeds. They beat
Yeah.
Young Boys in the Europa League 2-1.
Yeah.
Wolves 1-0. They beat Arsenal 2-1. Aston Villa 4-3. Like I feel like they're kind of on like not. I don't mean like level in the sense of like play style. I mean
Hmm.
like in the sense of like it seems like their defense kind of struggles too to stop a lot. I feel like that's their weakest point of their team is their defense because like I'm trying to think they have Lindelof. I mean, again,
And
he left United, like we didn't really need him.
and Ezri Konsa.
Konsa, I mean, he's hit or miss. They have
Yeah.
Tyrone Mings. I don't know if he's
Tyron Mings
injured.
is always injured,
That
so I
too. He's
think
very
Lindelof just
like
becomes
injury prone. Like yeah, I think Paul Torres is still there. Is he still on that team?
Pau. Yeah, Pau is there.
Paul
Pau is
Torres.
there. Pau
Yeah,
is
like
there.
they have a lot of guys that I think could be good, but I just again they struggle to stop goals as well from going in, and I feel like yeah, like that's what United have to counter on and have to figure out. Like okay, if we're able to like keep the ball, break down the defense, I feel like their defense
Is vulnerable, yeah, because
is
like
vulnerable.
you said Tyron Mings is injured till January, hamstring. Pau Torres has a knock, he's doubtful till so he's doubtful for the game. And then another shocking one, I don't know, he might find his way back because it's Man United. Is Emiliano Martinez, back injury, doubtful for
Right.
that game.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
mean, yeah,
that
like
is
that's what I mean. Like it's they're kind of in the similar sense of United. These past 2 games, we've scored 8 goals in 2 games. Like
mm,
we're
yeah.
scoring. Like that's the
Yeah.
difference. We're scoring goals, and I'm like, wow, we actually could score 4 against Bournemouth. I mean,
Yeah.
and then the defense let us down. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I shouldn't say it like
Facts.
that. I'm just saying, like, again, like that's the one vulnerability in our team. Like the defense with injuries that we have with Delict, Lissandro just coming back. Like we've had injuries
Yeah.
on our back line as well, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's where we have to like attack Villa is their
Attack them.
defense
Yeah.
line. Like their
Yeah.
attacking is very good too. They've scored a
Yeah.
lot of goals. Their midfield, I mean, they're very aggressive. Like Onana is a very good midfielder. Like don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, he can
Yeah.
be a little bit on the aggressive side slash I don't
And
know
then
what
he
to
can
expect
be
from
he
this
can be a
guy.
little bit inconsistent as
Yeah,
well.
like that's what I mean. Like it all comes down to what team, like for both sides, what team shows up for each. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that's what I mean. I feel like if we're able to get the best out of that squad and draw out their defense, I feel like we could easily get a result. Like if we can
Yeah.
shut down, I feel like the one player that's gonna scare me against Villa is Morgan Rogers. The rest,
Yeah. The rest.
I'm not looking at them because Morgan Rogers can score from outside the box. He's very good distributing the ball. He's good all over the pitch. I think that's the one guy that they have to crack down and stop him because if you give him space, he'll cost you. Like, it'll cost you big time. So, like I said, I feel like United could get a result if we're able to close down their attack, make
But
their
they also
defense look
struggled.
vulnerable.
They
Yeah,
struggled to beat Wolves by like somehow. They struggled
exactly.
to beat Wolves.
And
One
they're struggling
nothing.
in the Europa League. Like they lost, they beat Young Boys 2-1.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a close
2-1.
game. Like they scored 2
Yeah.
goals in the first half, and then
Yeah.
even Basel, like they were 1-1 at half, and they came away with a win in the 53rd minute. Like they're close
Yeah.
games. It's not like
Close
they're
games. Yeah.
dominating those games. Like there's a
Yeah.
few that like yeah, Bournemouth they destroyed. They beat them 4-0.
Ooh.
Like they lost to Liverpool. They beat
Yeah.
Tel Aviv in Europa League. They beat
Yeah.
Leeds
Maccabi Tel Aviv.
2-1. Like they're all
Yeah.
very close games. I
Close
mean,
games. Yeah.
the one that stands out is the game that they beat Arsenal, and that was Buendia scoring the last
The
minute winner,
90th
which was
minute. Yeah.
yeah, like that was an insane moment. Like other than that, like there aren't many big games that
Yeah. I
Villa
mean,
has
like you
won
could in the
comfortably.
last speaking of close games, in the last 4 games they've conceded. In the last 4 games, they conceded 3 against Brighton. They almost lost that game. They conceded 1 against Arsenal, 1 against Basel, 1 against 2 against West Ham. So they can be scored on. We just need to finish our chances and close our backline. And I think that's where the challenge is for Man United this season. Matthias de Ligt got injured at the wrong time, right? So I mean, for me, I feel it's going to be a hard fought 2-1 win for me.
For sure.
And looking at, I listened to what you had to say about the predicted lineup. You just kind of gave me a hint of what do you think? Because I know you gave me a hint of what your back line is going to look like with regards to a 3 at the back or a 4 at the back.
Yeah, like I feel like, again, my personal opinion, what should happen is I think Licha should get an opportunity to start. Just because I feel like he's had opportunities. He's come off the bench. He's looked good as a sub, in my opinion. He's looked good. Like, I don't expect him to be like putting his body on the line right away. Like, I don't expect that from him. I think Lenny Yoro could start beside him, and I feel like they need a veteran. Like the thing is, what was frustrating in that Bournemouth game is that you're starting Lenny Yoro with Heaven, and they're young kids, like
1920.
Like, they're young kids. Like, that's what I mean. Like, and then Luke Shaw, like, I don't think he helps the cause as a center back. I don't think. I mean, he did all right, but like, we still allowed 4 goals in that game.
Yeah, the first goal, I'll blame Luke Shaw and Mount in that miscommunication. But my question now becomes, where was Dallo in all of this? When Mount is coming? Oh, he got fouled. Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah, but then Luke Shaw and Mount had that miscommunication. Luke Shaw passed the heavy pass to Mount. And then Luke Shaw was jogging from behind and Mount was chasing back. And he was calling on the young defenders. And they were still like moving back and moving back. I'm like, I'm sure because, well, all through the game, I felt Heaven was a bit on the back foot a little bit. He wasn't like confident. He was confident on the ball passing, but confident in defending, I don't think he was. And that's why they ran through the middle a lot and they pressured us. And yeah, I think we need to set up. I think I agree with you with Licha starting at the back. It gives them a bit of surety and experience and allows Heaven to feel calm a little bit.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the other back line? Because you said Licha, you said Heaven. Who else again?
Lenny Yoro, I think, could get into that squad for sure. I'm trying to think who else is on their bench. I mean, I wouldn't want to start Dorgu at all.
Yeah.
I think, like, if they're playing a back 3, I'd go Lenny Yoro, Heaven, and Licha in the middle. And then I would say play Luke Shaw out wide because I feel like Luke Shaw is better as a wing back than he is as a center back. I just don't think he fits that system. But if we're playing a 4 back, which who knows what Amorim's going to come up with here, I would say like Luke Shaw on the left, Dallo on the right, Yoro, and then Martinez in the middle. Like those 2 guys as the center back options. And then you have a bit of veteran presence with Alessandro, and then you have Lenny Yoro, who's I think he's very class center back.
He becomes more athletic in that role. So
yeah, like he plays better. Like, and if we're talking about like who plays middle, like more in the middle role as a center backs, like I would argue and put Lenny Yoro there and Alessandro on the left, and then Heaven on the right, because I think in the last game, I don't know if it was against Wolves, or I don't think it was against Wolves or Bournemouth, but like Heaven was playing in the middle, and I think that's kind of a big step for a kid like that who's hasn't got a lot of opportunities to start games.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like the best thing would be if we're playing that 5 back with wing backs, I would honestly put Luke Shaw as a wing back instead of playing as a center back. I think it works better that way, in my opinion.
And then he'll most likely play like the first half and then play like 10 minutes in the second half.
If it doesn't work out, and then Dorgu would come on. But if if Luke Shaw is like just firing and just like putting balls in the box, because I know he's capable of doing that, like when he's played.
And I think Sesko will get more goals with Shaw in the back line.
For sure, easily. If you like, that's what I mean. When I'm going to say this. When Dallo starts as a left wing back, all I see is he runs in a straight line, he cuts back, and either passes
and then crosses it or passes it back.
And the pass sucks. Like, it's horrible. Like, it's the same thing over and over again, and it just drives me up the wall because he acts like a winger. Like
I knew you were going to go there.
It's like, I can't do this. Like, and if Real Madrid are calling for him, you could take him. Like, Real Madrid, come out. You guys could just.
But I think he fits that league.
Yeah, he fits.
I believe he fits that league, and he's less injury prone compared to the right backs they have, right? I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Carvajal is
He's
almost like
older. Like he's won
he's
it all.
older.
Like yeah,
Yeah, I mean, to be 30 something and have an ACL injury is like
for
it's
sure.
really, yeah, it's really hard. Then Trent is looking like he's never going to just be less injury prone.
No.
So if they come for him, I mean, good money, 50 million. I mean, I wouldn't mind letting him go, considering how much we signed him for. And
Yeah.
then we most likely would use that same money to go get another wing back.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the one move they should have done was when we got rid of Basaka. I've said this from day one. Juan Basaka
yeah,
should have stayed.
man.
He
And guess
would have
what?
fit that system so
Surprisingly,
well.
he's playing that system right now at West Ham.
Crazy. Crazy. I mean,
Even though
Like I
people
said, when
say,
Mazraoui's back, like he
yeah,
like I feel like he could play wing back as well. Like he's very
yeah,
capable. But
yeah,
that was the one move I'm like, I wish we would have kept Basaka because he fits that perfectly. He's
yeah,
like with West Ham, like he looks like a different player.
yeah. He
Like
looks like a
he
beast.
plays the ball so well. He's good defensively. Like he drives up the pitch. Nine
Yeah,
times out of 10, he wins a tackle because that's just who he was with United
yeah,
too. He was one
yeah.
of my favorite players for United when he played. I'm like,
I mean, for when it comes to defensive application, he's so good. It's like attackers wouldn't want to go to that side; they would rather come to this side. But I remember some of the criticisms he had in the time when it was like, oh, he's not good at defending the back post. He's not good on the ball. He doesn't put crosses in. But at least he's giving you defensive work rate, which is what you need, right? And then we were caught between. Everybody was asking Wan-Bissaka versus Dalo, who's gonna go? And they're like, oh, Dalo is more attacking. Dalo is younger, so keep him.
what's the
Now,
age difference? I gotta see this.
I think Wan-Bissaka is like 27, Dalo is like 26.
Really? He's 27 already?
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
He's older.
Dalo is 26, yeah. Wan-Bissaka is like
Basaka's
27.
28. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. So it's
Oh
like he's
god.
quite younger. So it's
26.
more
Oh, a couple
most
years. Yeah.
likely, yeah. So most likely we'll get more years out of him. Wan-Bissaka
How
is
are
not
we?
good on the ball, is horrible. How many goals has he scored? You hear all these kinds of things. And then you remember West Ham under Eric Ten Hag, one on the keeper, and he blows it over the
And
bar.
that's what
And
got Ten Hag fired.
that's what got Ten Hag fired, bro. I agree with you. So all these things, you think about it, and then minor fans are just like all over the place when it comes to their opinions on a lot of things. And that's why I feel like, we need to be patient. I think Dalo, if he gets a good deal this summer, he goes, and then we replace our entire back line when it comes to wing backs and midfield, right? Casemiro is done at the end of the season anyway, so we're going to replace him with two midfielders from the
Yeah.
money that we get for his salary and whatever we're going to get that's left. And then what else again? I mean, you look at that. I'm thinking about something right now. If Amorim decides to bench Kobbie Mainoo in this midfield, Mason Mount and Manuel Ugarte.
I could see that happening on
Ah,
I could see that. They're gonna start and he's not gonna
I'm
start and it's gonna piss me off.
yeah, Amorim has said that Mason Mount can play as a central midfielder. So I'm not going to be surprised if I see Mount and Ugarte in that midfield.
That's
I'm
stupid.
not going to be surprised.
Stupid. If anything, if Mount's gonna play, put him up front. Put Bruno in the midfield because
Yeah,
I don't think Mount can do the same job that Mainoo could do in that same position. Mount
yeah,
is better as an attacking player. He
yeah,
cannot play in center midfield. Could play up front with Cunha and with Seshko or whoever
yeah,
plays up front.
yeah,
He will not work in midfield in that position, in my honest opinion.
yeah.
Um,
So, but this is so I was just making a wild take because I think
I can
Amorim
see it happening.
can be wild like that.
Oh yeah,
So this is my lineup. If we're going with the back three, I rate your idea of Licha playing at the back, left side of center back. Maybe still chuck Heaven in that center and then put Euro there. The reason why I said Heaven is maybe Licha can shout at him and get him in line, right?
right.
Then in midfield, that's where there's a conundrum. So I would say if you go with Mainoo and Ugarte, it has worked once before against Bournemouth in the preseason. You go with Mainoo and Bruno, it leaves the midfield a bit open because they're going to run through us because both of them will not run back. So if you say, okay, a disciplined Ugarte stays in that midfield, block all the passing lanes, tackles, hunt the ball down. I can understand Mainoo and Ugarte, then put Bruno and Mount as the 2 10s, and then you put Cunha as a striker, and then as the game goes, you take off Mount and bring on Seshko and then put Cunha back. As the game goes again, you take off maybe Ugarte or Mainoo because Mainoo hasn't gotten so many 90 minutes. And then you bring on Xerxes and then you push Cunha back again. So I don't know. It feels
Yeah, like we have lack of options now, but like
of
I feel like
so many options lack.
I feel like it all just depends on where we are in the game. If it's like if it's we're
If
getting
we've managed to get a goal,
yeah, if
what
we're
if we've
getting a
managed to get a
goal,
goal?
yeah, like I wouldn't go full on defensively. Like maybe if that lineup that you just said, like I don't know. I feel like Mainoo should still start in the midfield because he's good defensively. If Amorim tells him, Bud, they got to back up here, like we're gonna play a little bit more defensively, then that's what we have to do. But like I would not fully go, okay, let's just start bringing off attackers for defensive players. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
first off, we don't really have many of them anyways. Like we're kind
We
of
don't have
limited on that
any.
too.
If
Like
you're
that's what
looking
I
at the
mean.
bench, yeah, if you're looking at the bench, it's just Licha. Okay, no, so let's say Licha starts so Shaw. If you put Shaw at left wing back, in that left wing back spot, you put Shaw left wing back, put Dalo right wing back. Then we have no defender other than Tyler Fredrickson and Tara Malasia. And
Mala's not
then,
gonna play.
yeah, Malasia's not going to play. So that's done. Unless Rúben Amorim decides to say, you know what? Show me what you've got. And then for this time that you get, but then Malasia is not going to play. You have the only options you can bring is Dogu listed as a midfielder on Fort Mob. And then Benjamin Shesko and Joshua Zexi.
Yeah, I just
If
feel like
if Matthias De Ligt comes back, then that changes things a
for sure.
lot.
I don't know if he is though. That's the only thing.
He's not back. Amorim was saying he had a back injury, and
Right.
he thought it could resolve when he missed the other 2 games. Now he's actually missed like 3 games now.
Right.
So yeah, it's a back injury, and they thought it would resolve, but then they're saying, right, what I'm seeing here is this is going to be back late December, and late December is like next week, right? So I don't
Right.
know. Hopefully he's back. I want him to be back. I want him to. He helps that defense a lot. He raises the level. He raises the
Well,
floor of the
yeah, like
defense.
he's been our best,
Yeah,
our best player on defense for sure has been him.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Because but for me, like, what do you think is going to be your scoreline? I know you said we're going to get a result, but what do you think is the scoreline you're expecting?
I think if the right moves are made and like we're not taking everybody off as he's done in
Yeah,
the past,
yeah,
I honestly could see it being a high scoring game after the Bournemouth game.
yeah,
I think if the defense does not hold up, I feel like it could be very scary of how big of a result this is going to be. But I think if we make the right moves and we start the right players and we're not putting like I don't
yeah.
know, like
Whatever
I
we
think
put, because we don't have what to put in the bench. So
yeah, that's what I
so
mean. So I could
yeah.
honestly, I honestly said, oh god, it's either I think it's either going to be a 2-2 draw, or
Okay,
I think if United can solve that back line of
backline.
Villa,
Yeah,
I think they could get a winner and make it 3-2. I think Morgan Rogers might run a field day a little bit and he'll get through and like make us pay.
yeah.
But I feel like we can get a result because like every game that we've played so far, we haven't kept a clean sheet. And to be
Facts.
honest with you, I'm trying to be
I'm not
optimistic.
expecting to keep a clean sheet here. Yeah.
I don't think I cannot see them keeping a clean sheet. I think it's going to be a high
Yeah.
scoring game, especially with how Villa's been doing. But by all means, I think they can beat Villa here because, like I said, against games where we're seeing them, they've won 8 straight, and people want to talk about results and that they've gotten results for sure. It's a big thing, but you have to look at what are going on in these
Context.
results. They've allowed
Yeah.
a lot of goals even
Yeah.
though they're coming away with wins, they've
Yep.
allowed a lot of goals against teams like Brighton and Leeds. And I mean, they beat Arsenal, but like they're allowing a lot. So
Goals.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. If we can solve their back line and just make them pay a little bit, I think we can get a result against them for sure. If that be 3-2, I
I'm
feel like it's
taking
gonna be
it.
high scored.
Yeah, I'm taking it all day. 3-2.
I
Taking it
take
all
it.
day. Yeah. I mean, like other teams around us are going to be playing really tough games.
Yeah,
You look at Liverpool, they're going to play
Spurs.
hot and cold Spurs. You
Oh,
look at yeah, hot and cold because
I need
I don't
Tottenham
know.
to win that game, please, Tottenham.
Yeah, please. So yeah, so all Liverpool fans are going to shut up.
Oh yeah,
It's
because oh
frustrating.
they're back. They beat Brighton. They're back. They're challenging for everything.
Yeah,
Like
they're back. Yeah, they're so back. And then Everton playing Arsenal. I could see an upset there.
that could I could see that.
That,
Arsenal. I
that
mean, Everton have been like
yeah, yeah, hot
they're
and
all
cold as
right.
well.
Like they're.
Yeah,
I mean, for them, who how bad they did last season. Like I'm surprised how
yeah.
good they're doing this season. To be
7 wins,
honest,
3 draws, and 6 losses.
not bad.
So
Not bad.
not bad. You look at Sunderland; they're going to be without major players,
Yeah.
especially because of the Afcon. So you're looking at let's say their squad. Sunderland they're going to be without Sadiki. They're probably going to be without Traore. They're going to be without Mukiele. So most likely I don't know what Sunderland can do in that spot, but obviously, like those are the people around us. So we need to take our opportunities, and we're playing on Sunday, so it's not like Monday night again where we have to wait so long for the weekend
Right.
before we can actually focus on the game.
Yeah.
Newcastle are a bit hot and cold. They're playing Chelsea. I could see an upset there because they just won today, so I'm seeing maybe confidence. Chelsea too won yesterday, but Chelsea. Newcastle lost their last game. Chelsea won their last game. So
Yeah.
anything can happen. If Chelsea
Oh, for
draw
sure.
points, that gives us an opportunity to go to fourth if we
Right.
win against Villa.
Yeah.
And the Villa also don't drop anyway. They're going to be 33. So it takes us to fourth. But it is what it is. So what's your final take on all of these things that have happened with the club, with Mainoo, with the whole Amorim taking us back, and with Bruno's explosive interview?
I feel like it all just comes down to again it's not solely just on the players. I feel like it's as a whole, it's a collective whole. The ownership's gotta figure this out because
Yeah,
they gotta go. I'm
yeah,
sorry, they're the ones
yeah,
that like they're the one thing I could say they gotta go because I'm sick and
yeah,
tired of the Glazers. They've
yeah,
ruined this club. Basically throwing Bruno under the bus, saying, "Yeah, if you want to go,
yeah,
you can go." Like
yeah,
how does that sound good to your captain or the player that you've basically invested so much in over the past 5 years now? How you just
yeah.
throw him, being like, "Yeah, you can go.
Under
We
the
don't
bus. Yeah.
technically need you." Like, come on.
Yeah.
But no, I
I,
feel like
I
with
I also
everything,
feel with this Bruno situation, sorry to cut you short. I think it's I don't think it's the Ineos. I don't think it's Ineos. I think it's the Glazers. I think it's the Glazers saying, you know what, we need our assets. We need to sell our assets to make our money because Ineos will understand that we need to build a team and then Bruno has to help in the transition of the building until, we get a solid team that we can let Bruno go. I mean, I feel
right?
he still has a role to play in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I think the Glazers are culprits in this one. So continue what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, kind of sums it up there. But yeah, I feel like yeah, I feel like with the whole club, I think it just needs to things like we just have to take her easy a little bit, like especially with all the fans, like just like it takes time. Things don't just happen overnight. Like everyone's giving Amram a hard time or whatever players a hard time. Like it's like we just gotta like trust the process a little bit. Like things aren't gonna just happen quickly. Like I think right now with us being sixth, I know I had them finishing a bit higher, but I would honestly take a top six finish for United. Honestly, I would
Yeah. Considering
because
where we're coming from, yeah.
we yeah, like, would I want them to finish top four? Of course. Do I think that they could? I think so. If we can continue form and figure out like issues, but like we're going to be going even further backwards if we get rid of Amarim, if we do things that are going to like stop players from wanting to play here. Like if Amarim goes, like then you got to think of who's going to come in. What's their new system going to be? Can our players adapt to this new system? Is this going to be sustainable for years to come? Like, there's so many questions, and I think with Amarim right now that United are able to do it. Like, it's just are the players going to come in and say, you know what, like we're going to do this? Do they have that mindset to click and go, okay, this can happen, we can do this? Like, that's what it comes down to. Is if the players can adapt, if everyone can adapt to the new system with Amarim, and I know he's been in for a year now, but like we just have to trust that he's going to make a difference. And I feel like I said, with the players that he's brought in recently, like with Mbuemo and Cunha, like they fit his system. And I feel like this is a totally different team from last season to this season. We've scored 30 goals this season in the Prem, already inside what 15, 16
15 games,
games.
16 games, yeah.
Like, it's just
That's
it's
like
night and
that's like two
day.
goals per game, right?
Yeah, last season, we were barely averaging, like, a goal and a half, and now we're up
Yeah,
to close to 2. Like,
yeah,
it's night and day difference. So, like, that's what I mean, like, fans just need to take it easy. Like, as much as I wanna see a result every game, like, you can't win every game, and
yeah,
it's just how it goes, and we just have to, like, take it easy a little bit and just, you know what, like, things are gonna be good, things are gonna be bad, like, things happen for a reason. I mean, with this Villa game, I could honestly see a result for United, and I think if we don't, or if we get a point, or if like something just doesn't go our way, like we shouldn't just like stop everything and be like, you know what, like we're done, we're going nowhere. Like
yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
mean. Like the British media is like that. They're very if something goes wrong, they're attacked for being poor. If something goes right, they're not solely like, oh, they're doing very well. It's more, oh,
yeah,
can they keep this going? Like it's very like double standards, like, oh, if they do well, like we're just going to talk like and say can they keep this going, but if they do badly, yeah, this needs to change, that needs to change, this needs to change. Like, but that's what I mean. Like, I feel like with everyone, with media, and I know the media's not going to change because they need a story, and I know United's
yeah,
a big club that they need to talk about.
yeah,
But that's what I mean. Like we just as fans, we need to take it easy a little bit because success will happen. It's just whether or not we're willing to get it from like Amarim or from the players. It's just if they're wanting to play for it. Like with the whole thing with Dallo, like him saying if we're obsessed with the club, like
yeah.
is that a player
And
that I want in my club? No. No. Like we
yeah,
want players that are going to be like, yeah, we want success. We want to play for the manager. We want to play. We want to get this done. Like if we had a player like Roy Keane in the club, like
yeah,
you know how much different that would be? Like you want to
yeah,
play for the badge. You're playing for the manager. You want to play for results. That's what I want in a player, not someone who just goes in an interview and says, yeah, like we just gotta like, play our game and like we gotta like feel like we want to play here. Like, you know what I mean? Like if
yeah,
we're just obsessed, like I don't know if I felt it. Like I just can't get over that interview with Dallo. But anyways, but yeah, that's my whole take. It's like we just have to
yeah,
back this process. I
yeah,
know it can work. Deep down, I know.
yeah. Yeah, obsession is not enough. You have to give more. It's not just
Exactly.
about saying you're obsessed. I mean, you have to show us why you're obsessed and show us on the field of play. Deliver every day, even though you're not gonna have like consistent performances, but at least let everybody see that you're putting in the effort.
Right.
Like one of the goals that Bournemouth scored. I expected Dallo, he lost the ball to chase back really hard, despite the fact that he's already on a yellow card. Just chase back. But he now made Casemiro to get the yellow card that led to the free kick that they scored us. So it's like you have to think about all of these things. In as much as he had a good game that day, but then defensively he was poor, right? He was losing the ball in the front and all of that. And I was literally screaming on my live stream like, run back, run back. He was literally jogging. And then Casemiro had to run past him to go make that tackle that got Casemiro the fifth yellow card. If not, would have had Casemiro ready for the Villa game now that we need players. But it is what it is. It's a ripple effect. But overall, I really appreciate you for coming on and talking about all of these things. Some of these things that there's no day that passes without a drama about Man United and the media putting out one thing or another. And very recently, we noticed a pattern in the press conferences where they never ask Amorim about the games. All they ask about is Mainoo and injury players and injured players. Mainoo and injured players. Mainoo and injured players. And it doesn't really make sense. But it is what it is. We have to. The club is too popular for them, and it gets them clicks. So, but thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Isaiah. Please go follow Isaiah on his TikTok. He's very active there, talking about Liverpool, and and he talks about all things Man United, and he bashes Liverpool fans. And he doesn't like Florian Wirtz as well. So, and it's because of the Liverpool fans. So yeah, go check him out at Isaiah Cordero. Just search him. You see his videos there. He does real good content and all of that. But yeah, also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as relates to Manchester United. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Isaiah, for coming on. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Goodbye and God bless.